nasty mother. You done got caught busting cheeks in prison. You see what you do in the dark shall come to light. Let's get to it. So the audience asks me these certain questions from time to time. They say, yo, Donta, did you ever bust cheeks in prison? Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Do y'all think Donta ever bust some cheeks in prison? Well, let's ask Big Herc, did he ever bust any cheeks in prison? Shout out to Big Herc.
What's up, everybody? Big Herc, back with another edition of Prison Talk motivational series. And we get a lot of questions about people asking, what do you do with your time? And what kind of educational programs do they have in there? What kind of schooling do they have in prison? Well, I spend a lot of my time self-educating myself on the law and writing, because writing has always been a passion of mine. English has always been a favorite subject of mine. So I decided with a lot of this free time I had that I pursue my passions. And instead of playing chess or playing basketball or sports on the yard or what have you, or gambling, I went to the law library and did a lot of writing and a lot of researching, as far as one, for my case, and two, for just entertainment purposes, because I wanted to get out and publish a few books. So I talk a lot about busting cheeks, and people say, oh, were you busting cheeks in prison? No, nigga, I wasn't busting cheeks in prison. I was busting cheeks on the streets before I got locked up, and when I got out.
Let me ask y'all a question right quick. Do y'all think Big Herc was in there busting cheeks? Put it in the comment section so we can get the feel of, do y'all think he's telling the truth or not? Me? I don't think he was, but you never know.
I was busting cheeks of women, not men, to make it clear. So if you don't know, Google Big Herc. I did a lot of adult movies before I got locked up, which actually had a little bit of a pull when I got to prison, because guys in prison see me in the fuck books and were like, oh man, you were that nigga out here fucking bitches and robbing banks. So, it kind of played into a beneficial factor, because I got to interact.
I didn't know that Big Herc was a porn star. I never knew that until just now. I just found that out just now. And I did not know what he went to prison for. I guess he went to prison for robbing banks. Okay. Did y'all know that?
Back with a lot of guys from different states, different neighborhoods, different gangs, because they looked at me as more of somebody they could talk to and not feel like they had to beef with because of just what I did on the street. And I'm not bragging about it. It is what it is. Prison's a very barbaric place. So, any type of edge you can have on communicating with people, it opens up a lot of doors, and it kind of breaks the cycle of violence. So I used to have a lot of people ask me, how'd you get into the porn game? Well, I wrote a book, How to Get Down in the Porn Game. And,
Donta, do not endorse in any level of getting involved in that game. I repeat again. Matter of fact, I was gonna fast forward, but it's some of y'all might want to hear, but I do not endorse this at all.
I decided to answer a lot of the questions in my book. I talk about how I got into the game, how long I was in the game. I've done over 100 movies.
Now y'all can go get his book though. Y'all can support the brother, get his book though.
And ain't nothing to be ashamed of. It is what it is. I mean, people sit around and talk about guns and violence and kill them all day. Well, I talk about fucking. And if you don't like it, fuck you. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm keeping it real. So I wrote this book, and it's on Amazon. Very entertaining, and it just keeps it real. I talk about how I got into the game. I was young. I was 21, and I wanted to get paid for having sex, and that's what I did. So I did that for quite a few years before I caught my bank robbery. And, I was, right up until the time I caught my case, doing adult movies. So this book is fairly short. It's only 80 pages, but it's entertaining, it's funny. If you read it, you get some laughs out of it. And, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the game was like back before the internet. I got into the game in 1994.
Hold on, y'all. I know y'all came here for the cheek busting story. It seemed like he trying to sell his book.
And see, and also some of the stuff that I experienced when I got out of prison, but unknowingly, because like I said, I wrote this in prison. So
yeah, I think this video is solely about him promoting his book, but go check his book out. He said it's on his page on Amazon. But I want to talk to y'all about something. Busting cheeks in prison. Number one, that's a dangerous thing to do. Why? There's no condoms in prison. Let me say that again, because sometimes, you know, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but I do have a speech impediment. Sometimes my words don't come out the way that my brain be thinking. But there's no condoms in prison. So just off a GP, just off the jump, you having unprotected sex. Number two, you having unprotected sex with a male. Okay, that right there in itself is a big no-no. That is a abomination, and there's a lot of things that comes out of that. A lot of people, back when I first started YouTube, a lot of people was asking me like, yo, Donta, do you think the prison system is fair? No, I don't think it is. I'm not trying to go biblically with y'all. That's not going to turn into a Bible study, but I want to address something right quick. When God made Adam, right, he brought all the animals to Adam, and Adam was giving these animals names, right? There was female animals and there was male animals, right? So he giving them all names. So after he gave all the animals their name, he sad, and God like, hey, Adam, what's going on? What's wrong with you? He said, well, I just named all these animals and they got partners, but there's nobody for me. Well, who do I got? So God put him to sleep, right? Took out his rib and fashioned a woman, which we call Eve, right? God said that it's not good for a man to be alone. It's not good for mankind to be alone. This is why he gave us a woman. Okay. So when you take that away from a man, which is a God-given right to have a woman, this is where this homosexuality breeds, right? It's you doomed. They push this in that system. What do I think a solution could be? I used to think that, well, maybe all the prisons should have conjugal visits. That's what I used to push. All prisons should have conjugal visits, right? Maybe that'll keep the crime rate down. You know, maybe that's a good incentive to have. But then again, you get cats that mess that up. Case in point.
Serving life in prison without the possibility of parole, reportedly strangled his wife to death during a conjugal visit. 54-year-old David Brinson was convicted in the 1990 execution-style murders of 4 men in the Mid-Wilshire district. Authorities say last November, while at Mule Creek State Prison in Northern California, he told officers his 62-year-old wife, Stephanie, had passed out during a conjugal visit. She was declared dead at the scene. 4 months later, a coroner confirmed that she was strangled to death. The Amador County District Attorney is awaiting the prison's full report before filing charges against Brinson. Brinson has since been transferred to a state prison in Stockton.
So, that's the dangers, because of cats like that. Was he gay? Who knows? Was he bi? Who knows? Why would you do that? So when Donta try to advocate for conjugal visits for everybody, this is what they're going to bring up. Everybody don't like vagina. Everybody don't want a woman. Now, I don't know what the details or the circumstances of why he did what he did to his wife, but I know this for a fact. There's thousands if not hundreds of thousands of men that would have loved to been with his wife that's locked down in prison right now, that would have treated her like a queen, right? Treated her like she was a fistful of diamonds. But hey, this is the behavior, the nefarious behavior of an animal, of a predator. I don't know. But I do know this, though. I know this, though, for a fact. Nah, I'm going to say that for later. Actually, here's an update of what about dude killing this woman at the conjugal visit. Here's an update.
Life in prison, now formally charged with his wife's murder during a conjugal visit last year. David Brinson is accused of strangling his wife, Stephanie Dowell, at Mule Creek State Prison in Amador County. This was the second death, we'd later learn, of a visitor on a conjugal visit at the same facility just months apart, both families partnering up for answers.
Taken a long time, and nobody likes that, especially a family, to make them suffer even more. But now that he has been charged with the murder, there's some sense of justice. There's no way to bring her back, but at least the state finally did the right thing in charging him with murder.
Now, the family's attorney says they know even with this murder charge, there is still a long way to go. Just last night, the families of both women filed a lawsuit against the Department of Corrections. They sued for wrongful death. Their families claim the prison did not have enough safety protocols in place to protect them. The lawsuit says the prison's...
So it was two women? Months apart? You see what I'm saying? So how could Donta be an advocate for conjugal visits when they doing like that? Two beautiful black queens taken up out of here by two monsters. That's crazy. Crazy. You would have thought. See, when I first heard this story or got whiff of any of this, I thought it only happened one time. You know, once in a million times that this could ever happen. But this happened months apart from each other at the same exact place. Yeah, the administration dropped the ball on that one. They definitely dropped the ball on that one. Oh, y'all wonder what's that back there? Oh, that's Stacy's story time. She tell really great stories. She's an up-and-coming YouTuber, and I listen to her stories when I'm not doing my own stories. I'm going to have her link pinned at the top of the comment section. I also started my movies and skits channel. I'm going to have that pinned at the top of the comment section too, right? But let's get back to this. So one would say that one of the worst things that could happen to an inmate is being sex deprived, right? So then he'll go out and sleep with a man. You know what that really is, y'all? It's a lack of discipline. A lack of discipline. Let me paint a picture to y'all right quick. Can I just paint a picture? Just a nice Picasso for y'all. So you 15 years old, and you a shooter, you a killer, right? You out here, you know, having sex with this girl, that girl. You have sex maybe 2-3 times a day. You got a high sex drive, right? Sleeping with about 20 women. You ain't nothing but 15, 16 years old. Well, you done caught your first body. You ain't got no money. So you got a court-appointed lawyer that got over 40 cases, right? So he can't really take his precious time and figure out is you innocent or guilty. So he have you plea. Either you get life without the possibility of parole, or you get 30 years and can get out in 18 years. So you take that plea deal and take that, right? Now you get in there, understand, you being 15, 16, maybe even 17, you still got that high sex drive. That ain't going nowhere. They're still in there. They're still in there with you. You know, when you hot, you cut on your fan. When you get hungry, you can get up and get out your bed and open your bedroom door and go to the kitchen and open the refrigerator, get you a loaf of bread and some Miracle Whip. I like to put Miracle Whip on there first. Purple onions, turkey, mustard. I might throw a tomato on there, put it together, put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds. Oh, I forgot to get that provolone cheese on there too, right? And eat it. These are the comforts that you have out here in the free world. You can't get that in prison. Nah. You just can't get up out your cell and go to the refrigerator and make you a nice cold turkey sandwich. You ain't finna just get up and cut on the AC. You not just about to call a shorty up. You be like, yo, can I come through and smash? You ain't about to do that. So here you go sitting in the cell, right? And you ain't had sex in 2 months. Matter of fact, you ain't even banged one off, but you got all this semen built up. And you looking for a release. So you jack off for maybe a good 3, 4, 5 months. But then you see this inmate that come in. And for 1 second, matter of fact, for 10 seconds, you find yourself staring at this inmate. Because this inmate don't look like the rest of these inmates. These bald, black, ugly motherfuckers, right? Ugly motherfuckers that look like Donta, right? No, this inmate look a little different. This inmate is fair-skinned, fair complexion. Wait a minute. Is my eyes deceiving me? Why this inmate got breasts? And this inmate got a BBL? Yeah, that's a transgender. That's a transgender that they done put up in here. So you like, man, I ain't messing with that. I ain't messing with it. But as the days go on, and the weeks go on, and the months go on, now you can't take it no more. Yeah, you can't take it no more. You say, I can't jack off no more. I just can't. It ain't happening. So you hear that, well, this person, this transgender or whatever, is out here selling itself for 10 bags of coffee, 10 packs of ramen noodles, cigarettes, all that, right? So you fighting it, you can't fight it no more. So you heard Donta prison stories where, you don't supposed to indulge in these activities, so you try to keep it on the low. What you about to do, you gonna try to keep it on the hush. So you slide over there. First you look to your left, and then you look to your right. Then you slide over there. You're like, hey, can I talk to you right quick? Right? And the person like, yeah, what's going on? You like, hey, listen, are you discreet? Say, huh? Are you discreet? Like, can you keep a secret? And then this thing tell you, yeah, I'm discreet. What you want to do? And you like, well, I'm not gonna go into them details. I don't want to paint that picture for y'all. But then they end up doing what they do, and he keep doing it every week like clockwork, right? And now, welcome to Sodom and Gomorrah. Of anything, for you young men that might be listening to me right now, of anything, of all things that'll keep you out of prison is the touch of a woman. If you love women so much, you drug dealers out there, you cats that like to rob and steal and sell drugs, steal cars and make money to get nice clothes and shoes and jewelry to impress the women. Well, understand, because when you really think about it, dudes do 2 things to hustle, right? 2 things, either to impress women or to impress other men. I'm stunting on this dude. That's really it. To impress and get women, which I would do if I was hustling, or to impress other men. It's either or. The point is this. If you don't want to give up the luxury to be able to, where a phone at? to be able to get on the phone and be like, hey, what's up? Where you at? Hey, can I come through? For sure. And you go over there, you go hit that, go tap that out. Then you come back home and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, let me call Keisha. Hello? Hey, Keisha, you still up? Or you just leaving the club? I can come through? I bet. If you don't want to give that up, stop committing crimes. Or you will be getting either your cheeks busted in prison, or you might be busting somebody else's cheeks in prison. And with that, y'all, make sure y'all share this video. I appreciate everybody that be sharing the videos, that be hitting the like button, that be blessing the Cash App, the PayPal, and the Zelle. Shout out to all of y'all, right? Again, the link to Stacy's Storytime will be pinned at the top of the comment section. And my other channels, my game, oh yeah, a lot of y'all was like, yo, Donta, where your gaming channel at? So I'm going to have my gaming channel pinned in the comment section. I'm going to have my Bible stories channel pinned at the top of the comment section. Also with that Bible story channel, it's going to be supernatural stories on there too. Okay, so y'all going to get 2 in 1, Bible stories and supernatural stories in there too. My other channel, which is my skits and movies channel, will be pinned in the comment section also. And Stacy's Storytime. With that, y'all, do not forget to hit that like button. Let me know where y'all from in the comment section. I don't care if you're going to put your continent on there. You're going to put your country on there. You're going to put your state on there. You're going to put your city on there. Put your village on there, right? Let me know where you're from in the comment section. And with that, y'all stay crime free. I'm out. If you enjoyed this story, make sure you hit that like button for me. Also, if you like stories like this, make sure you check out Stacy's Storytime.
Stacy's Storytime.
I'll have her link pinned at the top of the comment section. Make sure y'all go check her out. If you want to continue to show your support for the Donta Show Network, make sure you send your weekly donation to our Cash App, our PayPal, and our Zelle. It is highly appreciated. Until next time, take care.